But Trump says General Milley is the last person he'd want to start a coup with. Former President Trump, in a statement Thursday, denied that he ever threatened or spoke about taking part in a government coup after his election loss, adding that Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Mark Milley, would be one of the last people he'd ask to take part in a coup if he were to do such a thing. Well, you would need the generals from the military. Apparently, Trump doesn't know how a coup would work. He said, "I've never threatened or spoke about to anyone a coup of our government." Well, that is kind of a true statement. Trump never expressly says anything. He always says it with this air of plausible deniability where everyone knows what the fuck he means. But it's like a meandering kind of way he says it that allows him to be like, "I never said that." He talks out of both sides of his ass all the time. So ridiculous. Sorry to inform you, but an election in my form of coup. An election is my form of coup. And if I was going to do a coup, one of the last people I would want to do it with is General Mark Milley. I guess he is upset as well about Milley laying the smackdown about critical race theory. It's Matt Gaetz. We're going to talk about Matt Gaetz here in a second. Trump was responding to reports based on excerpts from the book I Alone Can Fix It by Washington Post reporter Carol Linning and Philip Rucker. Apparently, it's set for release on Tuesday. In the book, it is reported that Milley and others were concerned Trump will try to stage a coup to stay in power. We know about the reports that he wanted to pull all the military personnel home. A move I agree with, but I am pretty sure that he wanted to pull all the military personnel back into the U.S. because he wanted to use them against the United States citizenry. The entire time that all that information was coming out about what he was wanting to pulling out of Afghanistan and shit, why did Trump want to do it? It's not for the right reasons, that's for sure. I think he wanted the military personnel here to try to stage a coup. The book claims Milley even discussed the possibility of a coup with his deputies. They may try, but they're not going to fucking succeed, Milley told his deputies while discussing the possibility of a coup, according to the book. You can't do this without the military. You can't do this without the CIA and the FBI. We're the guys with the guns. I said that all along as all this was going on. One of the reasons why, in the grand scheme of things, maybe I'm glad Biden won, because had that been Bernie, the oligarchs might have been like, hey, we need to stop him from taking power at all costs. And could have been pulling the strings of hey, military, do go with Trump. At least Biden was it was a breath of fresh air compared to Trump. That's the only good thing about Biden. We're gonna get into that here in a second. Trump and Milley have repeatedly battled since Trump lost his re-election bid, and the former president was scathing in his statement. He got the job only because the world's most overrated general, James Mattis, who Trump appointed to be the Secretary of Defense, all the best people, could not stand him, had no respect for him, and would not recommend him, Trump said. To me, the fact that Mattis didn't like him, just like Obama didn't like him, and actually fired Milley was a good thing, not a bad thing. I often act counter to people's advice who I don't respect. Yes, we everything about the right-wing mindset is acting contrary to people you don't respect, and you don't respect anyone that has intelligence, anyone that's educated, anyone that's talking down to you. And we know you actually act contrary to what we say, so much so that you guys live in an alternate reality now. In fact, Trump nominated Milley to serve as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, a position the Senate confirmed to him in 2019. Trump, in his latest statement, said he lost respect for Milley after the general criticized his threats to use the military against people protesting the George Floyd murder in the summer of 2020. He lost respect for him because he wouldn't violate the Constitution on behalf of Trump's wants and wills and feelings. Yes, fuck both Ben Shapiro and Megyn Kelly. Not literally. I would not. There's a lot of people that I'll look over their politics to be in a threesome with. I would not look over the politics of Ben Shapiro and Megyn Kelly. I think they would both be horrible in bed. Representative Liz Cheney. This might be from the same book that's getting ready to come out. Cheney reportedly told Jim Jordan, who I will never not take the opportunity to point out, covered up sexual abuse at Ohio State University. Representative Liz Cheney told Jim Jordan that he was responsible for the Capitol riot while the scene was evolving on January 6th, according to a new book. It is indeed the I Alone Can Fix It book. That fucking guy, Jim Jordan, that son of a bitch, while these maniacs are going through the place, I'm standing in the aisle and he said, "We need to get the ladies away from the aisle. Let me help you." I smacked his hand away and told him, "Get away from me. You fucking did this," Cheney reportedly told the general. Jordan has been a longtime supporter and champion of former President Trump, whose supporters laid siege to the Capitol as Congress was certifying President Biden's election win. I just cover the news. I cover what the news is. We're getting ready to talk about Biden here in just a second. We're going to talk about Biden more than we're going to talk about Trump. We're actually going to watch Biden speak. But we're going to get a few stories out of the way. Let's talk about the Arizona audit. Apparently, the head of the Senate, Senator Fan, says the audit ballot totals don't match Maricopa County's numbers. This is what we expected to happen here. The Arizona Senate President, Karen Fan, said Tuesday the number of 2020 general election ballots tallied during the ongoing audit she authorized, the Cyber Ninjas bullshit audit, doesn't match the total documented by Maricopa County, but the Republican didn't know how far off the counts were. They haven't released the number yet, if you will. However, we do know that those numbers do not match with Maricopa County at this point. Apparently, she told this to the Mike Broomhead show. Asked about the size of the discrepancy, Fan said, "I do not know. They have not told me the number." Fan said the approximately 2.1 million ballots are being recounted by independent machines before the Senate returns them to the custody of Maricopa County. It's weasel language. You're exactly right. That is a very good descriptor of it. I'm getting ready to catch you up, Media Winch. Let's find out what's going on with Facebook here, though, that we referenced earlier. Facebook knifes its own analytics tool to hide its Ben Shapiro problem. Oh, shit! Facebook reportedly reassigned dozens of employees at its data tool, CrowdTangle, after it showed right-wing content thrives on the newsfeed. It does! And so here's the problem, is that right-wingers have all this fucking money that they're getting funneled into them, so they can boost their posts, and they buy all kinds of ads, and that's how they dominate. It's artificial. Facebook gutted its data analytics tool, CrowdTangle, by reassigning dozens of its staff and sidelining its CEO after its data showed that incendiary screeds and misleading content from right-wing pages regularly outperformed traditional news outlets on the news feeds, according to the New York Times. CrowdTangle, a Facebook subsidiary, is one of the only ways to see into Facebook's black box of metrics from outside the company. It offers data on how content performs on public pages and groups in terms of engagement, or how often a post is commented on, shared, liked, or receives a reaction emoji. I mean, I know this to be fact because, like, my own friends and followers aren't really watching this show. I can't get my Facebook fucking followers over here. The people that I have won over with my comedy over the years. Some have. CrowdTangle's engagement data has shown for quite some time that links from ultra-right commenters like Logic Troll Ben Shapiro, former NRA TV goon Dan Bongino, and bloviating Fox News host, this is a Gizmodo article, by the way, and bloviating Fox News host Sean Hannity, as well as far-right sites like Breitbart and Newsmax, regularly score in the top 10 each day. That reinforces the indisputably correct but politically inconvenient notion that Facebook has fostered the kind of toxic right-wing echo chamber that fueled things like a vigilante shooting at a protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Let's not forget that Liz Cheney sucks ass. Like I am rooting her on in this fight right now. But like, if she tries to switch and become a Democrat, which I don't think she would, I don't think that's advantageous to her. Liz Cheney may be better off going to she would be good for the spot on The View where Meghan McCain is leaving. Liz Cheney. She meets all the qualifications. She's the daughter of a politician. She's got the name recognition. Liz Cheney's perfect for that spot. That's my call. If ABC is smart, Liz Cheney is the conservative spot on The View. I think she'd be better than Meghan McCain. Megyn Kelly would be good for that spot.